Hello students. So in this session I am going to discuss about the second part of the third unit, that is smart sensors. So before entering into the exact topics, first we will have the overlook of the syllabus which we are going to discuss in this topic. So in this smart sensors we are going to discuss about these topics. First we'll discuss definition of smart sensor, what is smart sensor system, its characteristics, architecture and various buses and interfaces, and the smart sensors used for electrical as well as non-electrical variables, example pressure and temperature, and various standards used in smart sensors. So first we would like to see introduction about the smart sensors, that is the definition. Before going to discuss about the definition of the smart sensor, first we will see some introduction. What is sensors actually? So as already we have discussed in the first 2.5 units, we have discussed about the various sensors. So generally the sensors are the devices that respond to a physical stimulus, that we heat, light, sound, pressure, etc. So we have discussed about the various sensors. The sensors convert the physical quantity into some another parameter. Generally it is an electrical signal. And as already we have discussed that in the measurement system, we are having the first part is the sensors, next variable conversion element, after that we are having the signal conditioning element, then we are having the output device. So general sensors are used for converting the physical quantity like pressure, sound, temperature, flow, pressure into some electrical signal. Just they will, in a measurement system, they will perform some input function. And apart from this one, in the measurement system or in some process control system, we are having some actuators which are used to control some external devices. For example, movement. So those devices are called as actuators. So as already we have discussed about different types of sensors. Light level, for that we are discussed about the LDR, maybe photodiode, solar cells. Temperature, we have discussed about thermistor, thermocouples, RTD, whereas for force, pressure, strain gauges, okay, like that these are the different types of sensors. So for position or displacement, LVDT, maybe potentiometers. So these are the various sensors we have discussed. These are called as conventional sensors. So as we know that during last decade, there is a more advancement in the integrated circuit, that is called ICs. There is more advances, the advent of integrated circuits, which became possible because of tremendous progress in semiconductor technology. Or in electronics field, there is a tremendous progress. So because of the progress, the cost of the electronic device has reduced, and so that more advancements have taken in the integrated circuits. What is integrated circuits? IC. So actually for that subject, you are having the separate circuit called as LICA, Linear Integrated Circuit Applications. So you may discuss in the second semester. But integrated circuit is nothing but large number of components fabricated on the same chip. There is nothing but integrated circuit. All the components are fabricated on a semiconductor chip. That is called as integrated circuit. So because of the advancements in the electronics, there have been taken some advancements in the integrated circuits. Okay, so normal measurement system, we are having a sensor, or it's called transducer, next signal conditioner, output device. If we are having all these components on the same chip, you can say that it is an integrated circuit. And before going to discuss about actual integrated or smart sensor, we'll discuss about the mobile phone. What is the conventional mobile phone? What is the function of the mobile phone? Used to make calls and receive the calls. We can communicate to other persons through audio. But nowadays we are having smart sensors that is having some intelligence also. In addition to that normal calling, the smart sensors can provide some another features like internet browsing, we can play the games, we can use the camera. So like that, so many advancements we are having. That's why it is called a smart mobile. The similar way, what is smart sensor, we'll see. So as of now, I have discussed that if you can have integrated sensors which has electronics as well as transistor element together on one silicon chip, this complete system can be called as system on chip. Then we can call it SOCs, system on chip. So the main aim of the integrating the electronics and the sensors is to make an intelligent sensor, which can also be called as a smart sensor. Not only sensing, it can also performing some another functions very intelligently. That's why that is called as smart sensor. So the smart sensors are used to integrate the normal conventional electronics. They are used to integrate the conventional sensors with some electronics. So the main aim of this integrating the electronics and sensors is to make an intelligent sensor, which can be called as a smart sensor. So now we'll discuss what the exact definition. A smart sensor is an analog or digital transducer combined with a processing unit as well as a communication interface. So normally we are having transistor element separately, signal conditioning part, and next we are having some output device. So whereas the smart sensor, it is a combinedly with transducer, processing unit as well as communication interface. So it is an analog transducer or maybe sometimes digital transducers which is combined with a processing unit as well as communication interface, that is called as smart sensors. So these integrated sensors which has electronics as a part and the transistor element together on one silicon chip. So this system can be called as, already I told, system on chip. The main aim is to make some intelligent functions. So those are called as smart sensors. They have the ability to make some decisions, not only sensing, and depending upon the comparison and depending upon the present input and our desired input, these smart sensors can have the ability to make some decisions. So that's why they are called as smart sensors. Normal sensors function is only to convert the physical quantity to electrical signal. That's it. It will not perform any other things. Whereas smart sensors, which is combination of this sensor with some processing unit, with some communication interface with some other networks. So these are having the ability to make some decisions also depending upon the response. So these are the sensors with integrated electronics that can perform one or more of the following functions. That can perform some logical functions. Logical means either 0 or 1, yes or no, turning on, off. Like that functions it can perform by the smart sensors. It can provide some two-way communication, not only sensing, it can also provide the feedback, that is called as two-way communication, sensing information and giving the feedback to the output device. And it can also make some decisions. So this is the advantage of the smart sensors. So not only sensing, it can also perform some other functions called logic functions, two-way communication, making some decisions. So these have the ability to make some decision. Physically, a smart sensor consisting of a transaction element, which is nothing but transducer, signal conditioning electronics, and also some controller processor that supports some intelligence all in a single package. So if you observe this one, so the sensor and then the information which is sensed by the sensor will be collected and that can be displayed, and if you want we can monitor the data and then decision making and we can take the action. So all these functions can be performed on a single chip, that is called as smart sensors or also called as intelligent sensors. These are sensors with integrated electronics that can perform this one. It can also perform some data conversion. It can provide the bidirectional communication, take the decisions, and perform some logical operations as already discussed. So generally, these smart sensors consisting of mainly two components. Those are transducer interface module. Simply they are called as TIM. What is the meaning of transducer interface module? So which will provide this transducer output to the interface with some other module. And next, NCAP, that is nothing but network capable application processor. Okay, there are two components. Again, these components are having some internal parts. We will see. Then we will go for the diagram. So this transducer interface module provides these functions. And provide the signal conditioning. For example, if the analog voltage, maybe the temperature output is in the form of some voltage signal, maybe in the form of some millivolts, it may not sufficient to drive the output, then we have to provide some signal conditioning. That may include some filtering also, some modulation, and next triggering to turn on this particular device. And sometimes we need to convert this analog signal into digital signal whenever we are using some microprocessors or some computers as a controllers. Whereas the microprocessors and controllers or maybe what you call as computer systems, these are not able to receive or understand the analog signal. So then we need to convert into digital. That's why the complete TIM will provide this function also. And command processing, TEDS storage, I will discuss what is TEDS storage. That is transducer electronic data sheet. That is for future reference purpose. We have to store the data and data transfer communications. So from these sensors, we need to communicate the data to some other persons or other place. How we are going to communicate. So that all is combined consisting in TIM, which is nothing but transducer interface module. Whereas other one is called as NCAP. What is NCAP? Network capable application processor. So these can provide communications with other devices. It is used to control the interfacing between the sensor and other device, provide the message routing, and it is going to control as well as discovery of this TIM module, that is transducer interface module. And if there is any correction required, which is provided by the TEDS, that data correction as well as interpretation of TEDS data, and also message encoding as well as decoding, sending and receiving. So all these functions can be performed in this NCAP like this. This is nothing but a smart sensor where it is having two parts, two components, transducer interface module, or sometimes we are called as smart transducer interface module, STIM, and NCAP, network capable application processor. So as already we discussed that this STIM provides signal conditioning, triggering, A to D, like that. So this is the transducer, the output is given to the maybe ADC whenever it required, that is analog to digital converter. If the transducer is digital transducer, that may be given to DAC, digital to analog converter. And we are having some transducer electronic data sheet. So the data which is to be sending or which is to be sensed, we have to maintain some data. We have to store that. So we have to maintain some data sheet. So that is called as TEDS, transducer electronic data sheet. Whenever you want that data for reference, we have to store in a particular sheet. That is called TEDS. The transducer will send the data, and then processing may be taking place. That may be analog to digital, digital to analog conversion. Then it has to send it to the outside world. So for sending the outside world, we are having this network capable application processor. So for where we have to send, so that will be decided by the address logic. So different transducers all are sent, manufactured or in the same chip. They are able to receive the data, that will be processed then and also stored in TEDS, and next that will be given to a outside world through network using network cable application processor. So these are the smart sensor network, or in other way we can also write like this. Transducer it is having TEDs, then analog signal, digital signal that is given to NA DAC. That is NA is nothing but National Instrument. Whenever we are using the lab view, so actually these topics we are going to discuss in your fourth year subject. Okay, industrial database subject, there we are going to discuss about lab view. So nowadays we got some special software for our instrumentation. So where we are using the hardware as well as software, that is called as LabVIEW, Laboratory Virtual Instrumentation Engineering Workbench. So where we are going to process and analyze everything. So there is advanced technology in the instrumentation. So for that purpose we are using these smart sensors. So these are the basic working structure of smart sensors, which is having all these functions. Now simply we can also say like this: if we integrate all the functions from the sensor to some bus interface in one chip, we can get an integrated smart sensor as shown figure. Here all the sensors in the same chip, we are having some magnetic sensors, chemical, optical, mechanical, thermal, all are interfaced through some bus and integrated on a chip, then that is called as integrated smart sensor. Generally integrated circuit is nothing but it is having the more than one component, so that components may be more than thousands also. Sometimes it is having some millions components. So all the components are fabricated in the same chip. So now what is smart sensor network? As I have discussed, whatever the information is carried or measured by the sensors, that should be sent to the outside network, outside world through some network. So what type of network we are using? Sorry. A smart sensor network is a collection of sensors interconnected with each other by a communication network. What is general network? Is a group of elements combined together or group of elements interconnected to provide a specific task. That is called as network. So what is sensor network? It is a collection of all the sensors interconnected with each other by some communication network. So this is made up of some individual multifunctional sensor modes. So there are different types of sensors. One sensor is used for measuring the temperature, other is used for pressure, like that. All are combined as a group. So that is nothing but a sensor network. So it has some much significance compared to conventional sensors, like it is having more accuracy, the area coverage is less, more connectivity between the sensors, minimum human interactions. Whereas in the previous case, we are having a separate sensor for temperature, separate sensor for pressure, flow in a particular process. Sometimes the temperature is depending upon the pressure as well as flow, or this flow is also depending upon the temperature or pressure, like that. They are all interconnected. So we need to correct externally and we need to take some decisions to increase the temperature or to increase the flow. But whereas in the smart sensor network, the connectivity will be more, the human interference will be very, that can be reduced. In small area we can build all the components so that the accuracy will be more. The interdependence. So because of the interdependence more in the previous case, non-conventional, the user can has to interact or human can change the parameters, but as we said that the smart sensor having the ability to take some decisions with some intelligence. So if all individual multifunctional sensor nodes are grouped as a network, then we are having more advantages. So those advantages are accuracy will be increased, the area will be decreased, connectivity between the one sensor to another sensor is improved, and human interference will be reduced. So this figure shows the elements of a single network mode. So this is a one network. So like that, this is connected to another network. It is called a multifunction network. So in a single network, we are having these elements: sensing unit, that is nothing but sensor pod, then signal conditioning, sometimes we ADC, analog to digital converter, then we are having some software with some programs, and then that may be stored for future purpose. And if you want, you can go for interface for local user, and then communication with our transceiver. Transceiver nothing but transmitter as well as receiver to external world. So this is the one network, and like that. For example, this is the temperature sensor network. The similar way we are having some other pressure, flow, humidity, like that. So all the networks are having some interconnection. So that is called as smart sensor network. So the basic architecture components of smart sensors are sensing the element, that is nothing but sensor, amplifier, sample and hold circuit, analog multiplexer, offset as well as temperature compensation, digital to analog converter, memory, and providing the communication, that is serial communication, and the processor. So all are in the same network. So what about this amplifier, sample and hold, some multiplexer? There are some electronic subjects which we are going to discuss in the next semester. Okay, so all these components are combined in a particular architecture, that is called a smart sensor architecture. Okay, so these are the 5 main parts of any sensor node, that is having sensor, memory, communication module, some battery, and central unit, that is a microprocessor, maybe sometimes we are using. So if you go for any smart sensor network, it should have these 5 components. The central unit, maybe it is in the form of microprocessor which manages the tasks, just like a computer. It is CPU, central processing unit, which takes some decision depending upon the sensor output. Just provide, we are having some program that is stored in here, and depending upon the program you have written, and depending upon the input signal provided by the sensor, it takes some decisions which manages some tasks. What about the battery? It is a source of energy for all the devices. Transceiver will be there. This is a transceiver, that is but transmitter as well as receiver. This is interacting with the environment as well as collects the data. Memory, this is used for storage media, for storing data as well as processing the data. So this communication module, it includes transceivers, that is transmitter and receivers, and it forwards if there are any queries and data to and from central module. Okay. So I am going to stop here. So the next class we will discuss about the complete architecture. So just once again I will review the same topic briefly. So what is smart sensor? The smart sensors are the sensors with some electronics that can perform more functions in addition to sensing. In addition to sensing the physical quantity, it can provide some logical functions, some two-way communication, can also make the ability to make some decisions. And simply you can say that it is having 2 components: TIM, transducer interface module, sometimes we call it as STIM, smart transducer interface module, and network capable application processor. So these are the functions provided by the TIM: analog digital conversion, command processing, triggering, etc. So this is used for providing some communication with the external network. So these are the actual smart sensor system. So in this transducer interface module, we are having the transducers, then some signal conditioning pod, and that we have the TEDs, transducer electronic data sheet, is used for storage purpose, and then you can provide some address to where you have to send the data to some network. So that can be possible by using NCAP. Okay, so this is somewhat about the smart sensors, overview about the smart sensors. In the next class, we'll see about the smart sensors architecture in detail.